MMA Digest here with Rener Gracie. Now, Rener, you have a real positive attitude. Where does this come from? Is this just from your father, your family, or just life in general? Just over the years you developed that?
Yeah. When your purpose and your occupation is, giving confidence to people, teaching self-defense,
right,
giving empowerment, teaching a positive lifestyle to other people, you tend to emit that yourself because you want to live what you preach and you want to preach what you live. And I'm just trying to do my best.
And you've been working with Brendan Schaub and as well as Lyoto Machida. What's it like working with them? How are they as students?
Amazing. Very different, obviously, fighters, but in terms of their training and their discipline and their absorption capabilities, it's truly remarkable. Both of them, I think what makes them unique is they're always learning, and they're so hungry for the little detail. Like yesterday, Schaub and I were rolling here in Toronto getting ready for this weekend, and we were practicing some side mount escapes, and we did one move and he was like, man, Rener, just that one little detail changed everything for me. So he's a student of the details, where not all students are like that, whether professional fighters or civilian students. A lot of people just are just kind of broad stroking their jiu-jitsu, where these guys are really, and Lyoto the same thing. He wants to know everything. I taught him how to make vegetable juice, and now this guy's doing it every single day. And he wants all the secrets on and off the mat. So it's been quite the journey. We've become very good friends, obviously, and just, can't wait for this weekend.
And how much do you enjoy doing the Gracie breakdown videos of UFC fights? You seem to really have a good time with that.
Sure, yeah. The Gracie breakdowns are so exciting for me to do after a very good, blockbuster fight, because not only because I appreciate jiu-jitsu and I get excited about the beauty of jiu-jitsu in the octagon, I think more so for the fact that I know that Gracie breakdown is going to be the window through which thousands, tens of thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of people get to experience and see the beauty of jiu-jitsu, because sometimes they happen so quickly in the octagon that they don't really appreciate it. So through the Gracie breakdown, you get 150,000 people to see, wow, that's what actually went down, and it fires them up. And amongst other things, I think one of my most important roles is that of creating an interest in jiu-jitsu from this general population of MMA fans out there, because jiu-jitsu, in my opinion, is the only art in MMA that really anyone can do and be effective at. If you can walk, you can do jiu-jitsu. So my thing is, all the MMA fans out there who are like, yeah, go get him, beat him up, who aren't practicing jiu-jitsu are missing out on a huge aspect of what they could be benefiting from this MMA movement. So a Gracie breakdown for me is an opportunity to, get more people on the jiu-jitsu, bandwagon, because it's done amazing things for me in my life and the people close to me. And if I can make that possible for one other person, just from one breakdown, it was worth it.
Did you ever consider doing MMA or at all?
Sure, yeah. Growing up in the family, it was always a thing. I was born what I call during phase 2, what I call the proving phase, where it was Hoist and Hickson and Hoyler and Helson and all my dad, all my uncles fighting other martial arts to prove this stuff. But when I, 18, 19, 20 years old, when I finally became of age where it would start becoming a reality for me, I just realized that the landscape had changed so much, in that every professional fighter was a brown or a black belt in jiu-jitsu who learned from someone who, several tiers down, learned from someone in the family. So the motivation to fight MMA was less than what it was when I was 12 or 13 or 14 years old, because then Hoist wasn't fighting Ken Shamrock. Jiu-jitsu was fighting shoot fighting, and that was exciting. That was dope. It was like so much was on it, And today, as an entertainment spectacle, people love watching two people fight, so there's incredible value in that. But from a fulfillment perspective, for me personally, fighting one art against another is much more meaningful than me fighting against another, 185-pound guy who, believes in jiu-jitsu. Learned it from someone else, doesn't call it Gracie jiu-jitsu, but believes in it. And win or lose to that person, jiu-jitsu wins, So rather than focusing on proving jiu-jitsu, I focus more on, with my brothers, making it available to the world, And I think that as long as there are MMA fans who are too frightened to try jiu-jitsu for whatever reason, unfounded reasons, I have work to do, to get more people involved and make this a lifestyle, because if everyone learned jiu-jitsu, the world would be a better place.
And as Rener Gracie is looking to get into MMA as well, what are your thoughts on that?
Amazing. You know, Kron has chosen his journey as you know, an aggressive competitor in jiu-jitsu, and he's now looking to make that move into MMA. Obviously, I think he's going to do exceptionally well. He's just because of his discipline. His training discipline is so strong with the guidance of his father, Hickson, and his technique is just so amazing in jiu-jitsu that if he can just apply that same training discipline to you know, the other essentials of what you need to be effective in MMA, and by that I mean the things you have to learn to make sure that the judges respect and appreciate your performance in MMA, I think he's going to do amazingly well. I have no doubt.
And anything you'd like to get out there to the fans, let them know about what you're up to, anything like that?
Sure. Anybody out there who is an MMA fan, which you are if you're watching this, but is on the fence about trying jiu-jitsu, I have a solution for you guys. Okay, you may have heard of it before. It's called GracieUniversity.com. It's a website. And I know some of you think, well, can you actually learn jiu-jitsu from a website? And the answer is 100% yes. Gracie University, you can. But more importantly than that is you're still skeptical about what learning jiu-jitsu entails. Go to Gracie University. The first 3 or 4 or 5 lessons are free. You just log on, lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're gonna see what jiu-jitsu can give your life. Okay, and after you watch those 5 lessons, either A, you say, man, I want to keep learning online from home with my friend in my garage, or B, I want to find a school near me. Go down the street, find your local ABC Jiu-Jitsu school, tell them I sent you, and if they give you any flack, let me know, and we'll send a representative too. You know what I'm saying? Take care of business.
Thanks
Gracie University. Thanks, guys.